Conditions have been less than favourable, but the love affair with the Tour de France continues. In an era when the French have had little to celebrate, along comes a pair of unlikely suspects. One wins the stage.
This is a French Tour de France just at the moment.
The other stands proud in yellow. Time to dust off the two-wheeled machines for the race against the clock.
He is banging out the rhythm on these pedals.
It's a heavyweight showdown between Evans and Valverde. Who will reign supreme? The city of Cholet welcomed the 178 riders of the Tour. The course started and finished in the city centre, the capital of the Anjou region. The 29.5 kilometre distance is shorter than we've seen in recent years for a time trial. Either way, it will be tough going on an undulating course. The Tour's big names might have been excused for feeling somewhat nervous prior to their hitting the bitumen. Robbie McEwen's priority was to save the legs ahead of tomorrow's sprinters stage. Denny Menchov had other plans. The Russian's priority also bent on cutting his losses, also from yesterday's stage, where he fell behind when the peloton split in the final kilometres. Two-time world champion Fabian Cancellara didn't hide his superstitions by placing the unlucky 13 number upside down. Cadel Evans was the centre of attention as he went through the motions in the warm-up. The Australian also releasing a lot of nervous energy before his time in the spotlight. Back on the road, Cancellara's impact was there for all to see. Would this be another memorable day in the career of the rainbow jersey?
A little bit further back, this is Stefan Schumacher, and Stefan Schumacher is one of the great stars of German cycling, and he, in fact, if you remember, was the man who tried to create the surprise on the first day, jumping away on the climb up to Plumelec, and he now is underway for 29.5 kilometres.
And now we go to the start house. Here is Cadel Evans in the start house, ready to go.
Yep, for Cadel Evans, this is his rendezvous, the first big rendezvous for the Australian in the Tour de France. He's a great individual time trialist. Let's not forget that last year he won himself for the individual time trial at the Tour, and here he knows how important it is. He's been quiet for 3 days. He's been riding at the front end of the main field, and he's now got to come out and show just exactly what he's got. He's been beaten this year by Alejandro Valverde in 2 individual time trials. Won both of those in the Dauphiné Libéré, but this is different. This is not the Dauphiné Libéré. This is the Tour de France. Well, that was a quick glimpse there of Fabian Cancellara, and here he is, Phil. And then just quickly, there's a new best time at 11 kilometres by Stefan Schumacher, but this man has got to beat 36.18. It's a long way from where he is there at 400 or 500 metres to go, and he knows what he has to do, but he's a proud battler.
The world champion coming home here. It's not been a walkover. It may even not be a best time. Menchov has pulled out something very, very special. I think Fabian, though, has used that big plate on the front of his bike, and he's not going to have that. He's seen the clock up the road. He is sprinting for the line. Look at his face here. Fabian Cancellara's got 16 seconds to get to that line. It is still an awful long way, but he's desperate now. Has he reversed the deficit of 7 seconds at the last check into victory? He's sprinting here like it's the end of a mass start road race. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, he's done it. Goodness me, he has done it. Best time.
0.88 of a second he came across the line there. So Schumacher coming into the finishing straight here in Cholet, and this is going to be a phenomenal performance, and I tell you what, Phil, it is going to be a brand new best time because he's got a minute in hand.
Well, this is amazing. I don't know how to describe this because he's pulled this one out of the pan. Cancellara will be desperately surprised at this ride. This has been a great ride by Stefan Schumacher. It is going to annihilate the time of the world champion, and I think might lead the way to the best ever victory of his life, but we won't know that for a while. As he comes up to the line, he's looking at the clock. I just hope the timekeeper's got this one right. He's won by 33 seconds. Oh, I'll correct that. Best time by 33 seconds.
Best time at the moment by 33 seconds.
And comes in to the finish here. Cancellara is the second best time. That is what Evans is aiming at now. And remember, Cancellara is the world champion. Cadel Evans is back in this Tour de France, if he was ever out of it, because now he's got the second best time. That is a terrific result for Evans.
Alejandro Valverde, he's trying now to lift himself up and get himself back into the Tour de France. He's lost himself a minute and 5 seconds. Well, the overall standings at the moment is Felu has just held on to his lead by around about 4 seconds, but he's a long way to go to the finish line. Valverde battling now as we go back to the finish line. This is David Miller looking to see whether he can get himself the victory of the stage and the possibility of a yellow jersey as well. He's dreaming of it. He's inside that finishing line now. He's looking at 35.44. He's trying to get himself. He's going to go outside the time of Schumacher.
Well, this is a super finish by Miller, but it's going to slot in, probably in a second-place finish here. Should be a good one for David. He'll have a high overall position tonight. He's ridden his best time trial for many, many years here, Miller, and he's taken it to the line.
Stefan Schumacher looked rather humbled when standing on the winner's podium today to enjoy the finest moment of his career. So confirmation of stage 4, 18 seconds separated Kim Kierken and David Miller from Schumacher. A great result for Cadel Evans, 27 seconds behind, with Cancellara finishing 5th fastest. So this is how the general classification looks. Schumacher wears yellow, 12 seconds from Kierken and Miller. Cadel Evans is well positioned going into stage 5.